Alrighty, I want to walk you through kind of how my boat's laid out, how my boat's rigged, and then I rig them like this, basically the same every year. I'll show you how it's loaded also. Back here, got a Perco for my trolling motor power. I can kill my power right there, save all my batteries. These are lithium pro batteries. These are lithium batteries, extremely light, in the 20s, 20 pounds a piece or so, really, really light. Keeps the back end of my boat really light. Auxiliary fuel tank, which for what I do for a living is a must now. It's not for everybody. Sometimes I need extra fuel on these long runs. Fuel tank, I keep my throw cushion back here, and just, you know, your basic fuel tank. It's all the way in the back. If you want to go fast in something on the water, you got to keep that weight in the back. Of course, I'm running Evinrude G2. It's stock everything from top to bottom, stock prop, everything stock, and I've ran these engines for a really, really long time with very, very limited trouble. I've not twisted a bolt on one of these engines in over 3 years. I put gas and oil in it and turn the key and go. That's what I got to have, and that's what I've done. Okay, power poles. I've got jumper cables back here. I've got, in case I run a battery dead, which that's a thing of the past, because now I'm running 2 batteries. Run a lot of electronics. I run Garmin's. A lot of times I'm running 2 Garmin's up front, 2 right here on the console. It takes a lot of energy to run these big screens on these big graphs. I prefer to run 2 batteries. It's a little more weight back here in the back, but I've got plenty of horsepower. I have no trouble with a hole shot on this XRS or this Evinrude, so that's never been a problem. Plenty of power, and I've got a Perco right here to kill all the power, you know, throughout the boat. Back here, you know, I mean, of course I got my live wells in the center. It's just, you know, keep my rain gear, keep my frog togs back here, my life jacket, Advil, whatever else clothing wise. I usually keep a spare change of clothes back here in the box, and just knickknacks, sunglasses. I keep 5 or 6 pair of sunglasses and whatever else. Over here, I actually just kind of keep it open for my boat official to put his camera gear, scales, etc. in there. Got an extra bullet life jacket in there right now for Matt. I use the cooler. Obviously, I use the cooler quite a bit. It's August right now. We got it full of water, but I keep just a little small cooler under the console. A lot of people don't think about that. You got a ton of room under that console in this XRS. I keep a little small cooler with ice or whatever in there just for the day. And I keep my big stockpile of waters and food and whatever that I want to keep cold in the center cooler. And I use these 2 small boxes here on the, what we call the step, and I just keep just all kinds of different plastics, wallets, make a day box out of them, if you will, hooks, sinkers, whatever probably I'm going to use for the day. I'll keep in these boxes to keep me from going into the bigger boxes. If I know what I'm going to be doing, most of the time I'll keep that tackle in these 2 boxes. You know, keep your fingers crossed for that you know what you're going to be doing. It usually doesn't work out. We'll start here, I guess. Tackle. I run my tackle in this side box, in this smaller side box in front of the console. Okay, you can see I'm kind of shifting my weight forward just a little bit. I've got my back fairly light other than running 2 cranking batteries. I'm running lithiums. When I'm not making a long run, I run my extra fuel cell on empty. I keep maybe 3 gallons for an emergency is all I keep in it. So I keep that back pretty light. But you can see here, for the most part, I keep what I primarily use and what I focus on this side. I keep it right here in this back corner where I can plop down right here, reach in here and work on my tackle, retie whatever I'm going to do. And it's easy done, it's habit, and it's right here. I mean, all I got to do is dig down there and get it. So, you know, it's right here really handy for me. And I keep most of my soft plastics, which I carry a lot of. I carry a lot of Zoom plastics, and it's heavy. I keep most of that all pushed to the front. Keep that weight up front to keep me trolling flatter. It's a little less fatigue on you by the end of the day if you're trolling and the boat sits really flat. You know, like I said, you got most of your weight in the back until you load it forward, and you can make your, and this boat again, it reacts really well to how you load it. So just pay attention to that. You know, your weight in the back, it's a little faster if you want to fish a little a little more effective, a little more comfortable. You load your weight to the front and the hull reacts really well to that. It doesn't affect the way it drives. It slows it down just a smidge, but you know, a couple miles an hour in comfort, that's no big deal to me. And in here, I keep my fire extinguishers, safety equipment, extra reels, lines, some tackle, my prop, my tools, and all of that slid to the front because this is a pretty heavy compartment for me also. So I keep that weight up here in the front. And we went over this box with the tackle. Up front, you can see I'm running a Minn Kota 36 volt Ultrex. I've only got one graph on here right now because I've not been offshore fishing pretty much since we left Table Rock back in end of May, early June. We're out here flipping grass, getting ready to go to the Mississippi River here for the red crest. So one graph on, so no Panoptics up there that I've got rigged up. I did use that Panoptics earlier, especially out there at Table Rock on those schooling fish offshore. That was pretty neat. But really, just it's a pretty basic setup. Other than, you know, I just kind of arrange my tackle in here and put the weight where I want it, and make the boat. You know, it's no trouble to make the boat react to that, and it does really well. It's worked for me ever since I ran a bullet off and on my whole life. But I've been a solid bullet man since 13, and that's probably the boat I'm going to retire in for sure. Definitely my favorite. First bass boat I could ever afford to buy was a bullet, and I've bought several. I guess the only bass boat I've ever bought has been a bullet. So kind of bullet through and through. Tandem trailer, brakes. Boat's really dirty, as you can see. I keep it rolling. When it comes out of the garage, I'm going straight to a tournament. When I got back from this last tournament, I went straight to the farm and plowing food plots and working on my hunting stuff. So kind of limited time, and me and Matt got to fish a little while today, which I very seldom get to do anymore, just for fun, but we made it work, and I think I may actually go a couple times, you know, maybe toward the end of the week, just to make sure that I can still catch one. Had a few today, so kind of gets the fever going again. Get all these rods put up, and we didn't actually look at the rod box. We forgot that. All right, you got to check this out. Sitting on it and forgot to even tell you about it, but here is where I keep my rods. I have 5 rods in here right now, and it's a really long. This is a 7/6 favorite, and you know, I've got plenty of room to get it in there, and I can lay these rods out and really separate them good to keep me out of any messes. For what I do for a living, which is tournament bass fish, and especially in the MLF format, I don't have time for messes. You're against the clock. I mean, you've got to catch fish. You've got to catch one every few minutes, so I can't have any messes and any backlashes to where I can't just reach in here and get another rod out that I've have probably rigged identical to the one I've got in my hand if I have problems or even just need to retie. So I can separate my rods out really well in this center, and it just works better when you've got a lot of tackle in there, as far as 10 spinning rods and 20 bait casters. I can really put a lot of rods in here, so practice wise, if I'm out looking around trying to figure out what I'm going to do, I can have everything pre-rigged, and I can access it really easy. So that's my bullet. That's the way I run things and do things, and again, really simple. It's just a little fishing. You just got to have a good boat and an engine and a vehicle to get you to the lake, and it's bass fishing 101, not rocket science. So that's my bullet. Check us out on Facebook and all the digital format and series and whatnot. We're on there, so see you later.